Hello everyone, and welcome to my bold and the beautiful gossip channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. I told Poppy in the design office that she ought to feel guilty about all the men she had pursued and the one-night stands she had. Poppy questioned whether she ought to feel guilty for being a human and desiring passion. Lee clarified that it was actually two consenting strangers who would never see each other again, but Poppy still thought there was nothing wrong with two consenting adults. "This is not how we were raised, Penelope," Lee declared. Poppy claimed Lee gave the impression that she was seeing a different man every night. Poppy clarified that she didn't see some of the men again and denied that it was like that. "Bill Spencer, for instance," said Poppy. Lee retorted that nothing would come of having the one thing Poppy loved, money. "Well, I'm not sure." Poppy smiled back, "The way he's talking to me, Lee, the guy's into me." "Bill was Kelly's grandfather," Lee cried out. Lee's opinion that Poppy was too young to date a grandfather made Poppy smile. Lee retorted that nothing positive could come from their relationship and that Bill was off limits and out of Poppy's level. Lee desired Poppy would offer Lee less to judge, while Poppy wished Lee would be less judgmental. Being Poppy's sister, Lee said, was a tiring job. It hadn't been a daily delight growing up in Lee's shadow, Poppy joked. Lee had been upset with Poppy since she was a child, Lee recalled, and Poppy stated Lee would become upset over the tiniest things. Lee cried out that it wasn't anger and that she had only wanted what was best for Poppy. Lee had wanted Poppy to have objectives and to take her studies seriously, but all Poppy had been interested in was males, parties, and concerts. Lee retorted that gold digging was not a goal, to which Poppy replied that she had had objectives. Lee would not allow Poppy to snooze her way into Kelly's grandfather's existence. Poppy instructed Lee to butt out, claiming her next words were spoken with love and respect. Lee suggested that Poppy was interfering with her life. Poppy clarified that she would sleep with anybody she pleased because that was her life. Luna's relationship with Steffi's brother was problematic enough, but Lee wouldn't allow it to continue. Lee surmised that Poppy was attempting to woo Luna with a wealthier man. Like mother, like daughter, Lee fumed, imagining Luna to be exactly like Poppy. Lee winced at the thought of Poppy's potential harm to the family should Bill begin introducing her to them. They might be step-grandmothers together, Poppy joked. Lee said Poppy would never go near Kelly or Hayes, and that Poppy had no reason to see Bill ever again. Liam and Bill packed up some of Wyatt's personal belongings at the beach house. When would Liam get to meet Poppy? Even though Bill insisted he wasn't running to the altar, he nonetheless desired for his son to see her. Bill looked radiant, Liam thought. Bill said that he wished to understand more about Poppy's family and to be closer to her. Bill concluded that Luna was an amazing woman once the conversation shifted to how well she was performing at Forrester. Bill pondered the likelihood of him and Poppy crossing paths once more at Il Giardino. Bill's blast from the past having ended up decades later in front of Liam, he claimed, had been an incredible fluke. Bill forbade Liam from casting him in a romantic comedy. Liam chuckled, but came to the conclusion that Bill and Poppy's reunion wasn't a coincidence. Liam was happy that Bill had experienced it. Poppy seemed to be leading a happy life, and Bill saw that she had a wonderful daughter. Bill understood that things hadn't always been easy for Luna and Poppy, and that kind of thing may motivate someone to succeed. Liam inquired as to if Bill saw it in Luna. Luna, Bill retorted, was astute and persistent. Bill said that Luna was unaware of her father's identity when Liam inquired about him. Afterwards, Bill found himself alone himself, grinning at images from one of Poppy's social media pages. He told Poppy over the phone that he had been thinking about her and discussing her with his kid. Bill told her how much fun he'd had and that he wished they could do it again. When Poppy fell silent, he inquired as to what was wrong. She retorted that the person who had called her a gold digger was her sister. Bill chuckled. It was not hilarious to Poppy. In response, he said that it was not her who was pursuing him. Bill said that he was obsessed with her and believed that fate had brought them back together. Though she wasn't sure about forces, Poppy claimed that everything happened for a reason. Bill wanted to get to know Luna and introduce her to his sons, so he hoped she wouldn't let her sister's rudeness stand in the way. Liam had suggested again that there was a reason why Bill and Poppy were back together, and Bill agreed that might be the case. Luna was enraged at Eric's office because Lee was pressuring Poppy about potential dates. RJ inquired about the duration since Bill and Poppy's initial encounter. Luna retorted that it had existed for 20 years, long before to her birth. RJ seemed to have an idea. RJ asked about the initial meeting between Bill and Poppy, and Luna questioned what he was trying to say. The notion that two individuals could identify one another after spending a single night together at a boisterous and gloomy festival fascinated RJ. Had there been more going on, he pondered. Luna was perplexed. RJ made a suggestion that something may have happened in the past between Bill and Poppy. Luna inquired as to RJ's point of view. RJ implied that there might have been more going on that evening than just dancing. "You think that my mom and Bill Spencer?" Luna inquired. RJ gave a shrug. Luna questioned what RJ was trying to say, feeling embarrassed by the thought. RJ claimed she was unaware of her father's identity. Luna insisted that it wasn't a huge concern and that she had never felt left out. She had felt sorry for her mother, who would become withdrawn and silent whenever Luna's father was brought up. RJ discovered that Poppy had kept her father a secret from Luna. Luna said that all she knew was that she was created out of love. That implied to RJ that her father had been unique and had had a significant influence on Poppy. RJ pondered Bill and Poppy's relationship, comparing Luna's age to that of their first meeting. Luna inquired as to if RJ was saying what she understood him to say. Is it possible for Bill to be RJ's father? RJ couldn't shake the feeling that Luna might be hiding something that connected her to the elusive Spencer family. It all began with a chance encounter at the annual town fair, where Luna's demeanor seemed to shift whenever the Spencer name was mentioned. Casual conversations about local history or notable families would cause a subtle tension in her expression, a fleeting moment of discomfort that didn't go unnoticed by RJ's keen observation. As RJ delved deeper into the town's archives and historical records, a pattern emerged. Luna's background was shrouded in mystery, with a noticeable gap in the information available about her family. While Luna spoke vaguely of her past, there were no concrete details about her upbringing, family members, or even her early years in town. This lack of transparency fueled RJ's suspicions and fueled a growing curiosity about Luna's true identity. The Spencer family, known for their wealth and influence in the community, had a complicated history with several dark secrets. RJ had always been intrigued by the stories surrounding the Spencers and their rumored connections to unsolved mysteries in the town's history. Luna's behavior hinted at a possible link, but RJ needed more evidence to draw any conclusions. RJ discreetly started asking subtle questions, probing into Luna's past without raising suspicion. However, Luna remained guarded, providing only vague responses that left more questions than answers. As RJ continued to investigate, a peculiar set of circumstances began to align, suggesting a potential connection between Luna and the Spencers. Whether Luna was a long-lost family member, an estranged relative, or even an undercover investigator seeking to unveil the family's secrets, RJ couldn't be certain. The more RJ dug into Luna's past, the deeper the mystery became. The Spencer family's enigmatic history seemed to cast a shadow over Luna's every move, and RJ was determined to uncover the truth, even if it meant unraveling the tightly woven threads of secrecy that surrounded both Luna and the Spencers. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, so please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any update.